Must be dark romance on the brain.
Hi, Paulton watchers of Paulton. Hello, my people. And okay, you're already tired of me. I'm tired of me too. That's okay. That's cool. Anyway, so this video I'm going to talk about all the books I want to read this summer. Yeah. And I will fail because let's be real here. I won't read all these books. I will not read all these books. Oh, actually, I'm also going to do my June wrap-up video in the same video. I just thought about it. Well, actually, I had meant to do it, but then I forgot. And now I just remembered. So we're going to do June wrap-up and the summer TBR in one video. But my June wrap-up should be really short because... oh, cue the sad music. I only read 2 books in June. Isn't that crazy? Only 2 books. And... I couldn't tell you, you know, I was incredibly lazy in June, you know, even a little too lazy to read. Like, I think I was in a little bit of a slump, but at the same time, you know, I was just watching a lot of TV and not a lot of reading. I was not reading all that much. So anyway, let's start with the first book I read in June. This was the very first week of June. Oh, it was good. It was good. I loved it. It was a good time. The Words by A.J. This is a 3.5. It is so fucking good. I highly recommend it, okay? It's a second chance romance. The beginning starts in high school, but the very beginning, and they aren't in high school for long in the story. It's got the tutor romance, you know, the bad boy, the rock star, you know, the tortured soul, okay? That's the MMC. That's Phoenix. Then you got the FMC, who, you know, straight A student. She's very smart, you know, she's, you know, from the outside it looks like she's got her shit together. Also curvy FMC, so there you go. This is a plus size romance. This is also, like I said, it's a rock star romance as well, and a second chance because he ends up portraying her. He ends up portraying her, and then a few years later, forced proximity, she has to help him. And listen, he's not here for it because he feels guilt over what he did, but he's not willing to admit to it yet. But yeah, it's a good book. I really recommend it. Also, it's funny at times, but it's also like, I remember, like, it's a dark romance. Wait, no, it's not. I take that back. No, it's not a dark romance. I don't know why I said that. It's not. Dark romance on the brain. But like, make it dark romance.
Must be dark romance on the brain.
Yeah, because I can sing clearly. Well, anyway, so also this is a long book too. I believe it's like 600 something pages. I don't remember. But I do remember it was a little thick, you know, it's a little chunky, but you know, it's so good. I loved it. I actually couldn't put it down. And yeah, I highly recommend it, you know, and at times it was funny because something that the FMC would say was funny, or one of the other characters, or the MMC, but definitely the FMC, Lennon. And there were at times it was sad, especially at the end. I cried at the end. Happy ending, but something else happened, and yeah, that was sad. Anyway, it was really good. I highly recommend it. Give it a read, give it a try. I liked it. 3.5. It was really good. Okay, now I just got done reading this, Mile High by Liz Tomforde. Okay, so actually, oh, I just realized something. Okay. Anyway, Mile High by Liz Tomforde. Okay, here's the thing. The Windy City series is a part of my summer TBR video, which I'm literally about to talk about in like a couple of minutes. And hey, Mile High, this book was on my summer TBR. So hey, 1 down and 100 to go. Okay, there's not 100, but hey. Anyway, so yes, Mile High. I liked this. it's a 3-star. It's a 3-star. And here's my thing about it though. When I was reading this book, like the beginning of it, I was going into this book not expecting to really like it, because not that I really knew anything about it. I didn't know anything about it actually, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and some people don't like it. I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like it, but then some people say that they love it. And so I was going into it thinking, okay, there's a possibility that I'm really not gonna like this book. But no, I liked it. Like, I didn't love it, but I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. You know, it's another plus size curvy FMC romance, okay? The FMC, also, she's Black. I love that. Love the representation. But also the MMC, he's Black as well. So I loved it. But actually, Mile High, sad to say, because this is my first time coming across it, but this Mile High is the first book I've read, romance book that I've read, where the MMC was Black. So anyway, loved that. That was something new. I appreciate that. Anyway, so I had a good time with this book. You know, it's got, so, the FMC, she's a flight attendant. The MMC, he's a part of the sports team, hockey, that's a sport. I don't know what. Okay, wait. I said that in a way where I don't think hockey is a sport. I don't actually think that. I don't know. I didn't mean for it to come out the way that it sounded. Anyway, so yeah, hockey. He plays hockey. He's one of the best ones on the team, and she is a flight attendant for his team's hockey jet thing, whatever. Either way, so she's there every flight, and it's not really enemies to lovers. Like in the beginning, they're like pissing each other off, especially he's pissing her off. But hey, this was I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to explain this book, but it was good. I liked it. I don't really have that much to say other than it was 3 stars. I liked it. I had a good time. Cue the transition. Summer TBR. Okay, so since I started with talking about Mile High, let's talk about the Windy City series. There you go. This is on my summer TBR. I just read Mile High. It was on the TBR. Now I can just check that off because I read it. And then the other books, hold on. Okay, so the other books, The Right Move, which is the second book, Caught Up, which is the third book, Play Along, which is the fourth one, and Rewind It Back, which just came out, which is the fifth and final one. Okay, so I plan to read all these books this summer. I don't necessarily have it in mind to read them all back to back, but I want to read them this summer. Sports romance. I see everybody and their mamas talking about it. A lot of people, I feel like especially, I feel like I see a lot of people talk about The Right Move and Caught Up the most. But yeah, anyway, oh damn, wow. I was looking at the amount of reviews for the fifth one, because the fifth one came out not that long ago. It already has 47,455 reviews. I'm like, damn, good for Liz. Okay, anyway, I got distracted. Okay, so yes, I want to read the series. I don't know a lot about it. It's again, like I said, it's sports romance. It's different couples. I do believe it's a different sport in each book. Like the second book, I know that's basketball. The third one, I don't know. The fourth one, I don't know. The fifth one, hockey. Because I do know the MMC is Rio, and actually I met Rio in Mile High, and he's in the hockey team. So that I do know. But the other ones, book 3 through 4, I don't know. So 3 and 4. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, next, Enigma by Runyx. I really want to read this soon. You know, it's yes, I'm gonna have a good time with this. Well, I hope. But you know, Runyx is one of my favorite authors. She's #1. I hope you all know that because I say it. I make it everybody's business because I say it so fucking often. Where the fuck have you been if you're not with the program already? Anyway, this is Runyx's latest book. It just came out April 29th, I believe. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a professor-student. I think it has that trope. Professor-student. I think there's like mysterious shit that happens on the campus. Anyway, I want to read this soon. And I'm going to have a good time with it. But anyway, yes, and of course, a dark romance. Because you know me, I need my dark romance. Oh, okay. And moving on from the dark romance, you know, because I had to add a little variety in my life. Finishing the Housemaid series by Freida McFadden. I read the first book, The Housemaid, back in May. Yes, and I liked it. It was a 3-star, and there's 2 other books, or maybe there's 3, and the third one might be a novella. I don't know. Either way, I want to read those books because, you know, I liked the first one. It was good, and I am kind of curious to see, you know, that character's progression, you know? So, yeah, I want to read that sometime this summer. And while we're on thrillers, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Okay, I see a lot of people recommending this, and I want to read this. This does sound interesting. In fact, I think I'll read this first before I continue the Housemaid series. But here's my thing. Here's my qualm. And this is me being a total fucking brat. But hey. I am who I am. Okay. Self-acceptance. Self-acknowledgement. You know, I acknowledge who I am. I acknowledge my flaws. Anyway, here's my issue. Okay, so I bought this book, right? And when I opened my package, and I kid you not, I gagged. I saw this. I saw the dimensions. I saw how small this book was. And I was like, what the fuck is that? This disgusts me. I'm not kidding you. I actually did gag. Like, this grosses me out. Like, why? Just why? You know, like, what the fuck? Okay? Riley Sager. Why? And, not gonna lie, that's ooh, how small this book is gonna probably deter me from reading it for a while, unless I do something completely unreasonable and I buy the ebook even though I have the paperback. Again, I can't defend it. I can't, but reasoning, I'm a rat, okay? This is just, what the fuck? Do better. Anyway, the Mindf series by St. Abbey, I believe. Sorry if I said that wrong or I'm misremembering. Okay, the Mindf series. Okay, I definitely want to read that this summer. I see everybody and their mamas talking about it, and actually, I think it's getting turned into a show. I think, did Hulu pick it up? Was it Hulu or was it Amazon? Either way, one of them picked it up and it's getting turned into a show. So that's going to be interesting. And this series has been on my TBR for a while. But now that there's going to be, I can't talk. But now that there's going to be a show that's going to be made, I definitely want to read it before then. But I also have time because, like, they're not going to make the show before the summer's over. But anyway, listen, I hear that Lana Myers, not Lana Del Rey, Lana Myers. I hear that she's a serial unaliver and her boyfriend is an FBI agent or whatever, or a cop trying to solve the murders, but she's the one who's doing them. That's what I heard. It sounds really fucking intriguing. And listen, you know dark romance is my bread and butter. This is a dark romance, so I really do think I'll eat this up. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, you know, I think I'll have a good time with it, you know? And of course, dark romance again. I don't know why. I don't know why I do those things. I don't know why I do it. Hell, half the time I don't know why I exist. Okay, anyway. Legacy of God series, God of Malice. I have all the books, but to bring all the books to just show you them for like a minute is, well, that's a lot of work for a lot of nothing. Anyway, God of Malice, which I think this is the first one. I imagine that this wasn't. Wait. Yes, it is. I believe that is a one. Oh my god. Whoa. I'm looking into the light, and that's messing up with my okay, anyway. See, why do I exist? Okay, anyway, Legacies of Gods. Okay, listen. Rina Kent, she's one of my go-to authors. I do enjoy her writing. I enjoy her stories. And, you know, like I said, how many times can I fucking say? Dark Romance is my bread and butter. And I see so many people talking about this series, and I haven't read it yet. So I definitely want to read it this summer. With that being said, I will also want to read the parents' stories. Because, you know, this is a Legacies of Gods is a second gen series, and I've already read some. I've read some of the parents' stories already, but I want to continue that. So I'm going to add that to the TBR, but maybe I'll include the covers of the stories that I'm talking about, that I'm thinking about. Or maybe I won't, because that's extra work. But hey, anyway, Legacies of Gods, okay? All books. Ooh, Every Summer... wait, what? Every Summer After by Carley Fortune, I think. Fortune or whatever. I want to read that because I hear some people compare it to Love and Other Words, and I read Love and Other Words last summer, and if you all know, which you should because I've said it a million times, Love and Other Words is one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely adore that book, and I've heard some people say that Love and Other Words and Every Summer After are similar, so I want to read it and find out for myself. Moral of the story. But also, I think that was... Whoa. Speak. Calm down, girl. I think Every Summer After is also turning into a movie. I saw that on TikTok. I don't know. A movie or a show? A movie probably makes more sense. Anyway, whatever. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Yeah. Anyway, Magnolia Parks. Okay. Yes, I definitely want to read this. I feel like, okay, here's the thing. Here's the tea. I feel like this series might be an all-time favorite. I could be wrong though, but I've convened with some people, literally just one fucking person. But hey, whatever, mind your business. And from what I hear, Magnolia Parks is or wait, is it different couples? It might be, I think it is different couples. But either way, I've heard, you know, some people compare it to Gossip Girl. Like if you like Chuck and Blair, which I do. Chuck and Blair, I love. They're so fucking messy. They're so fucking toxic. Do I give a fuck? No. I love Chuck and Blair from Gossip Girl. And I've heard that there's a couple in Magnolia Parks that are similar to Chuck and Blair. And ooh, I want to read it. Ooh, I'm so fucking ready. I am going to read that this summer. Hopefully this month. Maybe I'll vlog it. Maybe I won't. You know, that's more work. But yeah, maybe I'll do it. Boys of Tommen. Okay, now I am conflicted because I've heard, you know, I think that oh, I can't speak. I do think that this is also a series that has potential for me to like absolutely love. Like I think I'll like really like this series or love. But here's the thing. It was on my TBR to read this summer, and it still is, but now I don't know if I really will read it because was it the 5th book that just came out? What was it? Hold on. Oh, okay. It was the 6th. The 6th book just came out, and which was called what? Keeping 10, I believe. Yeah, that was called, yeah, Keeping 10. And here's my thing. Do you all know Larry Reeds? You know, Larry. She, very recently, she just said that if you haven't read the series, she said she would recommend to hold off and wait until the 7th book comes out, or at the very least there's a release date, you know, a date known for the 7th book to come out. And right now there is no known information, no known date. Why do I keep saying no known? Anyway, nobody knows when the 7th book is going to come out, and apparently the ending to the 6th book is a cliffhanger, a bad one, and very painful. So now I'm conflicted. Do I wait or do I be a masochist, you know? Because here's the thing though, binging a complete series is fun. It's amazing. You know, you don't have to wait. It's great. But at the same time, you know, the Dark Horse series, ever since I finished it, when that last book came out, there's a part of me that kind of misses being in the middle of an incomplete series that I am really anticipating. What the hell does that say about me? That I'm a masochist, I guess, because the anticipation was painful. You know, I had to wait for a long time for the syndicator to come out, and there's part of me that misses that. What the hell does that say about me? Anyway, yeah, so we will see. Oh, yes, okay. Well, while we're so on that note, I guess, another incomplete series that I'm thinking of starting. Gods and Monsters. Okay, so the Book of Azrael. Of all the fantasy books that are on my TBR, at the moment, this is the fantasy book or series that I am very much looking forward to the most. This is a dark romantasy, so it's fantasy but also dark romance, and this would be my first time reading a dark romance but also fantasy at the same time, and that really intrigues me because, again, as I keep saying it, through the roof, dark romance is my bread and butter. Okay, anyway, so because of that, I'm very excited to read it, and I also want to get more into fantasy, and I feel like with this being dark romance, I feel like this series also has potential for me to like really fucking enjoy it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I have all 3 books. Will I read them? I don't know. Oh yes, Before We Were Strangers. Yes. Here's the thing. I keep forgetting I have this book. Isn't that funny? Okay, so this is on my TBR. It's kind of been on my TBR for like about a year now, and I believe it's a second chance romance. Well, no shit, the title and actually the blurb. We met 15 years ago. That's literally the first sentence. Anyway, yes, it is indeed a second chance romance, and I think it's also friends to lovers, I think. Anyway, it's been on my TBR for about a year now, and I keep forgetting I have this book. Also, I love how floppy it is. But anyway, I'm really excited. No, well, that's a lie. For me to say I'm really excited to read it, that's a lie because I keep forgetting I have it. Okay, anyway. But I do lie. Anyway, I hope I do read it. I hope I do read it this summer because friends to lovers is one of my favorite tropes, but also I have also really grown over the years. I've really grown to like really enjoy second chance romance. So yeah, hopefully I read that. Hopefully I read this book this summer because I do think I will enjoy it. The problem is that I just keep forgetting that I have it. That's the problem. Yes. Lights Out by Navessa Allen. This is a stalker romance, I believe. I am so interested to read this. I hope I like it because it's a rom-com but dark romance. And here's the thing though, I hate rom-coms. I don't like reading them. I don't like watching them. But it's a dark romance and that sounds so interesting to me. So I'm like, my mindset is that hopefully I would like it, you know, because since it's also a dark romance, that hopefully I would enjoy it. The concept seems really interesting to me, and of course it's a dark romance, so I'm very intrigued to read this book. And while we're on that, caught up as well by Navessa Allen. If I like Lights Out, then maybe I'll read Caught Up this summer. We'll see. But even if I don't read Caught Up this summer, but if I like Lights Out, then Caught Up is definitely on the TBR, just in general. But Butcher and Blackbird, this has also been on my TBR for about a year. Okay. Oh, my sticker is still on there. I hope that doesn't bother you. If it does, I don't care. Suffer in silence. Anyway, yes, this is another dark romance, but it's rom-com, and so I'm very intrigued to read it. I think this one, the couple, I think they're both serial unalivers, and that's all I know. Okay. Ooh, the couple who slays together stays together. Period. That's what it says right here. Now, I have a few books right here that I actually want to reread this summer. I guess I have a lot of books that I always want to reread, but the books that I am definitely prioritizing this summer to reread, first of all, number one, Contempt, because this month marks 2 years since I've read it, and I recently just talked about this book, a video that's not out yet on my channel, but I did just recently talk about this, and I adore this book to pieces. Okay, it is on my all-time favorites. It's god tier. Like, if I did 6 stars, this book would get a 6-star. I adore this book. Okay, the feelings this book gave me were intense. They were insane. I was obsessed for a long time, and I want to revisit. It's been 2 years, and I feel like I should reread this book. Okay, it's been a minute. So yeah, and are they messy? There's a lot. There's angst, there's pain, there's second chance romance, friends to lovers, amnesia, rockstar romance, there's military, there's drug abuse, there's a lot of shit going on in this book. There's the cheating trope. Listen, they're messy, but I love it. See, there's a pattern here. What does that say about me? Anyway, while we're speaking of rereading, I also want to reread Dead of Spring by Colette Rhodes. I have the book, but you know what? I didn't think of bringing it. I'm not going to go downstairs and get it. So I want to reread Dead of Springs, and also Care by A. Mary. I will insert an image of that book if I find it online. If I don't, I don't. But I do have the book, but it's downstairs and I'm not going to get it. But either way, Haunting and Hunting Adeline. I so want to reread this. It's so good. I've read it, the first time I read it, and actually the only time, was 2 years ago. So I want to reread it. Okay, I want to reread it. I enjoyed it so much the first time, and it's been a while, so I want to revisit. Needless to say, I don't need to say anymore. Okay, while we're on this topic of rereading, then I'm gonna wrap it up. Her Soul to Take. I also read this 2 years ago. Again, another pattern, another theme. Anyway, I read this 2 years ago. I liked it. I want to reread it because, I enjoyed it. But also, I want to continue the trilogy because I never read the second book or the third book. And I want to read the second and third book, which is Her Soul for Revenge. That's the second book. I want to read that. And A Soul of a Witch, third book. I want to read that as well. It's not necessary for me to reread the first book because, each book's a different couple, but why not, So I want to do that this summer as well. Okay, and last for the fantasy for the summer, City of Gods and Monsters. Honestly, I have no idea if I'll like this. I don't know a lot about it. All I really know is that it's like urban fantasy and that Mariana really likes it. Like, she loves it, so I kind of want to read it because she enjoys it so much. Other than that, I really don't have any other reason for this being on my TBR. It's fantasy. So yeah, I want to read it. What can I say? And last but not least, okay, Promise Me Not by Meagan Brandy. Okay, so I read Say You Swear last summer. I very much enjoyed it. That's where I got my first book boyfriend from, Noah Riley. And Promise Me Not came out in October of 2024, I believe. So, you know, last fall. I think it was October. And funny thing is though, is that literally I said I was gonna read it and then I didn't. And then, well, fast forward to now, July, I still say it and I still haven't read it. One of these days, I am gonna fucking read this book, okay? I wanna read it. Although, the interesting thing is though, is that what I see from other people is that they don't like this book as much as they liked Say You Swear. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like I'll be the same, but I still want to give this book a chance. I still want to read it, so hopefully I read it this summer. Because I think regardless of whether or not I like this more or less than Say You Swear, I still feel like I'll enjoy it. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed I read it. But anyway, that is it for the TBR. The funny thing is though, is that I feel like there's probably something that I forgot, but there's already so many books on this list. And let's be so fucking for real, you know, because it's a safe place. Let's be honest. There's no way in hell I'm gonna read all these books. I'm not. First of all, I'm a slow reader. And number one, actually, I'm a mood reader, okay? I go where my moods, you know, I go with the wind, my mood sway. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'll just stop there. But anyway, that's it. That's it. So, did my June wrap up and the summer TBR. And let me know what you read in June and what is on your summer TBR. And again, thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, and keep reading.